Boom, hey internets, either do it yourself, hire a designer, or buy the specific designs. These are ways to find all the design work you need for your t-shirts for your clothing brand. I'm Jon Phenom, the clothing brand mentor, and we're gonna talk about it right now on this video. Okay, so as you know, design is very important for your brand. Now, this is delving more with t-shirt designs rather than cut and sew. Although the first two things you can definitely use for cut and sew, but I'm talking about more of your soft goods and your apparel graphics at this point here. So number one, do it yourself. I did a whole video on programs that I use for design. So it looks like this and it's linked down below. So I would have you just kind of look at that. But your usual suspects, Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop, are gonna be industry standard. There's Affinity Designer and CorelDRAW, which are very close to Adobe in format and function as well if you're doing like vector graphics or if you're doing pixel graphics. But you also have like Procreate and Inkscape and GIMP. But two that I would highlight for your person who's very green and just starting is also just using Canva for t-shirt designs and Kittl. Kittl, as I've described before, is like Canva but specifically for t-shirts. They're starting to break those boundaries and offer more, but Kittl is very much worth taking a look at for making your own t-shirt graphics. All right, chapter 2. Here, let's talk about hiring a designer. If you just want one person to focus on a capsule or a collection or a drop, a certain grouping of designs, and you want them to do assets, maybe you want to do the still images as well for a carousel post for Instagram, like there's more graphic design involved. Maybe you want to hire one person. I've also talked about this before, but you have your usual suspects like Upwork and Fiverr, and then I like to get my online work from onlinejobs.ph. That PH was for the Philippines, so most of my workforce is in the Philippines and they do amazing work there. And then there's a couple gems where I talk about this in a little bit more depth. If you haven't seen my updated course on pre-launch, which is 100% free, I talk about it in there as well. Now, the last thing is to buy the designs directly. This is new and this is some game for some of you who've been subscribed to the channel a lot. I haven't mentioned this, but just looking for .std or std in the search in Instagram will give you a whole bunch of Instagram handles that are just for studio. So STD stands for studio and it means like design studio. So there's a bunch of handles that are just offering graphics. So these are designers that are going out and putting like a final product that you can then just change the wording and put your clothing brand in. But there's a lot, and there's a lot of talented designers that are really standing out with this and making good money on their side if you're a graphic designer and wants to look into it. But on the other side, as a solution, which is what this video is for, it's great to see the looks and see the quick range of t-shirts. Usually they're already mocked up on like a t-shirt, so you could see what it looks like, the final product, and you can see their vibe. So with all of these guys, just like with number 2, right, hiring the designer, you could see it, look at it as a portfolio. You could buy some from that designer and say, hey, can I commission you to do 5 other designs, and I'm gonna give you art direction, etc., like that. Also, last point that I'm gonna share for this video is you should art direct it. So as a former creative director, I have a lot of references. I'm very specific on what blank I might use, right? Or what, all of those details are there, but mainly for the graphic is give them visual references. Give them pictures of what you're looking for. Give them pictures of things you're not looking for. Being as descriptive as possible through images, right? Because images are worth 1,000 words. So you don't want to write a paragraph on what you want. I mean, you do, but you want to accompany it with as many images as possible. That's my point. Have as many images, references, like both positive and negative, kind of directing them to the type of things you like, and then maybe also past graphics, of course. Show them what your brand has put out already so they can stay consistent with that is going to be key for all of these guys. So for buying designs, hiring designers, even yourself, right? If you're gonna design it yourself. A little bit of game for you guys. Questions for your brand, you could drop it below in the comments, or you can email me here or call me here. That'll all get me. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.